If they can't hit 90, like that might still be a deal breaker for you?
Yes.
We're looking at a starting salary of $300,000. It all comes down to how badly do they want him. I don't think 85 will cut it. Oh my God. Hello and welcome back to another week in the life behind the scenes video where I, Preston Park, take you along for the ride on what I do every single day throughout a week as a professional recruiter working at my recruiting agency. If you're new here, welcome. If you've been following for a while, welcome back. So coming into Monday, I am feeling great. It's right now about 4 p.m. right now. I've been heads down sourcing a lot of different engineering roles, doing my best to try to find some candidates, some good candidates for all my open engineering roles. But man, it's tough. It is super challenging. Just earlier today, I had about 4 candidates literally back to back that says, nope, not interested, not on the market, not interested, no. And it feels like you're just getting punched and jabbed all day, but it's okay. Spirits are still high. I got a candidate starting tomorrow for a program manager, his first day on the job. Again, this guy, if you've been watching, he was a super fun person to work with. His whole process took about 3 months through traveling and people getting sick. We finally made it happen. He's about to do some great work with the team starting tomorrow, and I can't wait to see what he does. Typically, once people also start, that's when we're gonna also send out an invoice. So we'll be sending that by end of day tomorrow. That should be a really great commission check. For the plans this week so far, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens. We're getting a lot of strong responses from product professionals. So we're hiring for a junior director of product. We're also hiring for B2B and B2C product managers at all levels, from mid-level to senior to lead. So if you were watching and you're a product professional or you know someone who might be interested, definitely reach out. Don't forget to also check out our job board that's live right now. So if you're curious on what positions we're actively recruiting for, now's the time to come out, go out there, check it out, apply, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. Don't forget, we also have a pretty amazing referral program, pay up to $10,000 for the introduction for the right person. So if you know anyone in your network, definitely intro them to us if you think they're a great fit. Other than that, this is officially now the second week of September. We got a lot of good interviews lined up. I really want to do whatever I can to pop some deal this week. Didn't have any deals last week. And so just want to do what we can. We have a lot of moving pieces, a lot of candidates moving forward, inching towards that final offer stage. So I'm gonna do my best to keep my energy up, to work every single day with peak performance. It's been a great Monday so far, nothing too exciting, just heads down and focus, and hopefully the responses are gonna be great throughout the week with candidates. We finally also are finalizing and negotiating offer agreements with another new client that's about to take on the clean energy sector with their amazing, innovative product. That should be done today as well, and I'll be sending the revised agreement. If your September, if your Q4 is off to a great start and you're just as excited as we are to make this a great week and a great month, please don't forget to like, subscribe. It really means a lot and really gives us that energy to keep on going and make this the best day and the best week that we can. Gonna finish up, shoot a TikTok video and a YouTube video later today, and we'll see where the week takes us. So just also had a very interesting conversation with one of our clients. If you're new to recruiting or you're checking out recruiting for the first time, it's easy to think that this is a very easy profession and all we do is just find candidates, send candidates, and hope that you do commission and you make money, yay. But real recruiters, real good recruiters, what we also do is we play the role of advisors, of consultants, of confidants, really on both sides. We wanna make sure on candidates' end that they're really enjoying the experience as much as possible. If there's any questions or concerns that they have throughout the interview process, we're there to help them and make sure that they go through the interview process with our clients as fast as possible. We are here behind the scenes to really help put all the candidates we talk to in the best light possible. And then if we do submit them to our clients, we want to do whatever we can so that they get to the end with a great experience. But we also do the same thing with clients as well. We regularly consult with them and advise them on how to craft an optimal job description posting, how many interview stages they need to have, or just how can they make themselves more competitive. So this phone call was with the hiring manager, one of our favorite clients, a rapidly growing personal finance startup valued at now over $1 billion. He's kind of been expressing with me in a very transparent way that they've just had a tough time hiring for this position. We are working with them for a product position across all levels, and even though we're doing great to send them a lot of great folks and making sure they have a really healthy pipeline, people keep dropping off, withdrawing, or getting other offers elsewhere. And it's gotten to a point where, it's starting to get frustrating, like, what are we doing wrong? And the whole purpose of this call was for me to really audit their whole interview process. How can we change it? How can we tweak it? How can we optimize it so that we can make the process as short as possible? So once we do send someone that's amazing in there, that they can go from the initial phone screen to the offer as fast and seamless as possible. So their offer stage isn't that long, but where I really try to focus on is that case study. No candidates want to do extra work if they don't have to during the interview process. And this definitely applies for case studies, which is an often part of the interview process for designers and product managers and other professionals in our industry. With it being in a crazy talent market where good professionals have so many options with amazing companies, many of them willing to waive the case study. If a candidate finds a company that's asked them to do a case study extra work, that could potentially have them lowered on the candidate's interest spectrum. And we don't want that to happen with our client. So we dove in there and we concluded that it really isn't that intense and it shouldn't really take a candidate a lot more than a couple hours. And I totally understand from their perspective why case study is necessary, and it's a great way for them to see other areas, other skills that the candidates can bring that's not easily noticeable when you're just doing a regular talking interview. And then we started trying to analyze the different interview processes. How can we truncate it? How can we modify it? But it honestly just came down to us just continuing to do our best to find great candidates for them, increase the engagement, increase the excitement, sending them folks, and then them just doing whatever they can to move folks as fast as possible. I think this is one of the most favorite parts of being a recruiter, and it's not really talked about because it's something that we just do a lot behind the scenes for both candidates and clients. We're here in our markets, we know the trends really well, we know what's going on, and we're a great source of resource that's at no additional cost to both sides. And we're happy to help as much as we can, and happy to help a little bit more if it's with our candidates and with our clients. But we had a very productive phone call. We actually are doing a great job this week, really packing their pipeline, and I hope at this rate, we can make an offer to happen for this specific role and company in the next week or two. Fingers crossed. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, it's going pretty good. I mean, coming off an interview, an hour later they asked me for recommendations. So, I mean, not recommendations.
References.
References, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel pretty darn good about that.
Nice.
I'd assume that they're about to send me an offer.
Wow. I mean, fingers crossed that that goes well. That's typically the process. What's going on with your other interviews? Are they moving along as well, or not really since the last time we spoke?
Yeah, I have one that's been moving along. They also said that they would get back to me. I'd assume they're going to be sending me an offer later today or tomorrow. I haven't gotten anything yet, but based off of what they've communicated, I'd assume it's coming any day.
Okay, and is this with like another agency?
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. Eagerly anticipating and waiting for the next steps here?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just waiting for them to make me an offer, and then I can tell everyone to screw off.
If an offer happens, my job is to really help you just close the book officially and just smooth out any wrinkles if there's anything. So if there's any concerns or questions you want to talk to anybody, you can obviously ask them directly, but that's my main role for you. We're here to help as much as possible. You said that ideally you'd be targeting like 90 or plus. If for any reason they can't hit 90, but they can kind of come close to it, maybe like 80 or 85 or something, how does that make you feel?
I would say 85 is like a little bit too low for me because that's under what I'm making right now. But something in like that upper 90 range, I'd be like, where can I sign my life away?
Knowing that they also offer equity as well, like would an 85 be acceptable or?
Probably not. I'd definitely be at least in the 90 range.
Oh, really? So given even like your strong interest in the company and given with equity, like if they can't hit 90, like that might still be a deal breaker for you?
Yes. I would say 90 is my floor.
90 is your floor, even with equity and tons of growth, bonus, all of that. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
If you watched the last week's video, you know I did 2 process calls. We have 2 candidates potentially at the offer stage with the same company. One candidate is a designer, another candidate who I just spoke to right now is marketing. The team just reached out to him, asking for references. Everything looks great. When I first spoke to the candidate, he said that he would be flexible for this opportunity. When we first spoke up until now, he painted a picture that 80, 85 would be okay for him, which is the cap for my company. But from this conversation, he told me that really he's shooting for 90. He really wants that 9 in front. And I'm not 100% sure if my client can do that. It sounds like if they can just put a 9 in front and offer comes out, it's a done deal. And so I have to really now go back to my client and just plead and find a way for them to stretch. This has been a really difficult position for them. They've been hiring for a long time, and now is the time to just stretch and get this done and close this position because the market is absolutely competitive. As you also heard from my candidate, he's waiting for another offer from an agency. So we are at the final stages, potentially could be a bidding war, but he likes my client a little bit better because my client's an actual brand instead of an agency, and he wants to get out of the agency. The only issue is my candidate's salary expectations has changed a little bit now coming to the offer. This is something that we see regularly. A lot of times, before an interview, you might think you're looking for one salary, but after you speak to a couple other companies, you now have a better understanding of what you're worth in the market. And that's exactly what happened here. And now after speaking and potentially getting multiple offers aside from clients that are looking like they're gonna come in at high 80s or 90s, he's looking for at least a 90. And so I need to go back to my client and ask them and plead with them that they can make this happen. So fingers crossed, if they could do that, we can get this done, I hope. Obviously, number one, he's still pumped. A couple new changes. I'm not sure if he shared them with you, but I want to get you up to date. Number one, he's expecting another offer from another company, which is the agency, but nothing really changed in terms of an interest point of view. He still wants to get out of the agency land, wants to join you guys. Now, the only thing that's a little bit different, unfortunately, is kind of going back to comp. So up until now, he told me that he would be flexible, even considering 80, 85s. And I think this changed because of maybe the impending multiple offers that he could be getting from other companies. And he's just getting a better understanding of maybe what his value is in the market, in this crazy, crazy market. So I don't think 85 will cut it. I think he needs to see a 9 in front of that number now. Like, he's looking for at least 90. I asked him, hey, like, if everything works out, you get bonus or maybe room for growth and equity, but if they offered you maybe 80 or 85, how would that make you feel? He said that's lower than what he's making now, and that's going to be lower than the other offers that are going to come into. So he's not looking to play a bidding war, but he's like, for him to make the most sense and for him to just feel really, really good, if an offer comes up from you guys, I know 85 is pushing it, Michael, and I know you don't like hearing this, and I know 90 is going to be pushing it even more, but he honestly told me, like, if you can hit 90, he's going to just shut everything down and just accept. I still think maybe there is a chance for him to maybe accept 85 or between 85 and 90, but that's really, really risky, and that might ultimately be a deal breaker with these other offers. So we're so close, and the market is so crazy. And so if there's anything you guys can do, I just want to convey this to you.
Yeah, thanks for that info. I have to figure out with the team what that's going to look like. I think they're not prepared for it to be at a 90 number.
The references go well and you guys want to move forward. His mind and his heart, whatever, is with you guys, and he just wants to shut everything down. He's like, I just want to stop interviewing. And so at the end of the day, I totally get it. It has to make sense internally, but 85, 90, right? We're only looking at a 5K delta here, and like, we can get this done. He even possibly said it could be a deal breaker with his other offers coming in.
Okay, I'm going to touch base and see what everyone thinks about what we're able to do here.
Good talent will always have tons of offers and competing offers and options, and like, this other offer that's coming and maybe a couple others is with other agencies, and he just wants to get out of the agency game. 85, like, he was flexible, I think, when I first spoke with him, but that was before, he was possibly fielding other offers. So things change a little bit, and that's completely natural. Oh my God. When you're at a company, you have different salary levels and it just has to make sense. Like you can't bring on someone new, pay them more than someone who has equal or less experience on the same team. Like that's just not going to be good for morale. So it just has to make sense, but this is a super important position for them, and stuff like this, scenarios like these happen more and more and more. It all comes down to how badly do they want him. And we're only talking about a 5K delta. They're capping out at 85. He wants 90. Only talking about 5K here. Come on, come on, come on. So I'm hoping that we can still get this done. Oh my God. Not gonna believe it. Not gonna believe it. Oh. So I just heard back from my e-commerce client. And remember I said that we have two candidates, a designer and the marketing person, both at late stages, potentially offer. Just heard back from our client that they have decided to reject my designer. It's so frustrating because they're in the direct consumer e-commerce space, and what they really want for this lead product designer is someone super specific. Believe it or not, there's not that many really good designers in the entire USA in this market. There's only a select handful, and we reached out to a lot of them. And we initially went for folks in the direct-to-consumer market, but then we had a really tough time because a lot of them weren't looking for new jobs, or those that we did reach out to weren't interested, or they just got a new job themselves. So we quickly expanded the search criteria and started reaching out to folks that had relevant experience in other sectors. And even though our client is a direct-to-consumer, consumer-facing company, our candidate was coming out of actually a financial company, Capital One. And on paper, you're like, why would someone coming out of Capital One be good for an e-commerce company? But then after talking to him and diving deep into his background, you realize that my candidate did a lot of consumer-facing products at Capital One. And a lot of the design skills that he was able to create at Capital One and before that are easily transferable to new industries. Not to mention that he loves my client. He purchased their products before, been following them for many, many years. And so the interest and passion and heart's there, and the skills were there too. And so when I submitted him, I fought for my candidate enough to the point where they got a first round phone call. That happened amazingly well, and my candidate went through every single round. And it looked like it was gonna happen. And that would have been amazing because this position is super, super important for them. They've been hiring and recruiting for this position for months and just couldn't find anyone. And this is a tough position because my client can't also pay market. They're a little bit under. So just to find someone that's willing to join and a fast growing company, a little bit under market salary, even though it's remote, it wasn't gonna be really easy for a lot of people, especially in this crazy market in the middle of the pandemic where a lot of people just don't want a new job because it's risky and they don't want to move at all. But we were able to make it happen, made the right introduction, he moved forward, and I just heard back from our client literally just moments ago, and he told me that it was a really hard decision. In the beginning, the head of product didn't really like the financial Capital One background, while the COO liked it, and then upon another discussion, it flip-flopped. The COO ended up thinking the exact opposite, and then the head of product was like, you know what, maybe we should target someone more in the direct consumer e-commerce retail space. And they went back and back and back and back and forth. The team loved my candidate personality, everything checks out, but it seems like they just ultimately made the decision based on really wanting someone with this D2C e-commerce or consumer-facing experience, which is frustrating because I know how hard it is going to be for me and my team to find someone else, and it's going to break my candidate's heart because he was really hoping to make this happen. But at the end of the day, like the clients, they have to do what makes sense, and we just have to use our expertise in finding the right candidates for them and driving that pipeline. But oh my God, I was hoping for 2 out of 2. This designer position is not gonna work. And then this other marketing position is now hanging by a thread because I don't even know if now my client can make and stretch that extra $5,000 to give him a salary of $90,000 if they do indeed want to move forward to an offer. So I'm just being pummeled left, right, and center. This is the life of working for yourself, whether it's you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, running a small business, a big business, freelancing contractors. You just have to take the punches as they come. Still exciting because I still think there's a chance we can make this marketing position happen, but I'm not really excited about sourcing and targeting and trying to find new designers. So if you're watching this and by any chance you are an amazing product designer that has your e-commerce, direct consumer experience, looking for a senior or lead position, please reach out. We'd love to talk to you. If you know anyone else who might be interested, please have them reach out. But it's 6:45 p.m. on a Tuesday. Just been hit left, right, and center. Gonna make some dinner, hopefully eat, recharge, recuperate, get back at it. Have a couple more sourcing to do today, maybe shoot a TikTok video and then call it a night. But this is an intense way to start a week, and I hope I can at least save this one deal. Good morning. It was a tough day yesterday, but got up early, crushed a workout. Gonna pick up a new client, hiring 4 or 5 program managers, and stay consistent and put in that work. Take the punches, move forward, get past it. Hello again. Giving myself a little treat here. Got a little water, frozen mangoes, pineapple, and a little bit of white wine, because today was one hell of a freaking day. Spent the first half of the morning attacking junior and mid-level engineers, the rest of the morning, afternoon to engineering managers, and then I just finished sourcing product designers and product managers after that, and I am tired as heck, and my finger is super sore from using my computer. But the most exciting news I literally just heard moments ago. If you remember that yesterday, we have a marketing candidate at this e-commerce client going into offer stages. They were checking references, they were going really, really well, and the candidate initially wanted 85, but then now he's like, I want 90, but the company's like, I don't know if we can do 90s. Tons of anxiety and a lot of stress, not knowing what's gonna happen. So today, what happened was I got an email from the hiring manager at the company saying, hey, we're gonna do our best to make this happen in terms of the numbers. We're gonna make it work. I didn't know what that meant. Earlier today, I get another kind of cryptic email saying, hey, I think 90 is possible. References went well. We're gonna reach out to the candidate and see what's going to happen. So they scheduled the call for 6 p.m. It's 6:22 right now. And I just got an email after I took a sip of my wonderful smoothie with the literal words that says, we got a verbal acceptance with a start date. My client did it, yes! Their original salary band was 80 to 85, and then they're like, Preston, 90 is not gonna happen. And 90 happened, and I'm pumped. And our candidate's pumped. He's just gonna shut down his interview activity and he's gonna accept with tentative start date of October 6th, which I'm super, super excited about. And I was feeling pretty good about this all along. I got a little bit nervous, just to be honest, about the whole 5K delta, but in my mind, working as a recruiter, 5K is not that much. I think if my candidate was like, I'm looking for 100 and anything lower is a deal breaker, I don't think that would have worked. The client loved him so much, and this is such an important position for them, and they were actively interviewing for such a long time that they wanted to get this done. We do what we do best. We go out there, get them amazing candidates, and close this within a matter of a month. Signed, sealed, and delivered. I am super pumped about that. I'm still a little bit sad about losing the designer position. I spent, as you heard, a couple hours today trying to reach out to other designers in hopes that we can fill that again. But yes, I'm happy that we closed 1 out of the 2 positions, further cementing my relationship with this company that's going to hyper growth. And I definitely expect us to work on many, many roles with them. I also got off the phone with another favorite client of ours, Innovation Lab in New York, and they just opened up 4 roles to me. It's 2 program managers and 2 program directors, program manager and program director in New York, and another pair in Michigan. So this is gonna be super, super interesting. I've worked on program managers for them before in the past. Never an easy position to do. It's not really my specialty, but we're gonna do our best here to pull out all the stops and hopefully try to close some of these on top of everything else going on right now. I have another follow-up call with the same client with a different hiring manager, actually the COO tomorrow, who wants me to help them with a director of people role. And then I'm also waiting on finalizing an agreement with the 2 other clients. Like, it's absolutely insane, and the stress level is going up and up and up and up and up. If there were other product managers and other engineers, that's fine. It's no extra work because it's the same profile I'm doing or going after for all my other clients. But because we're doing these one-off program manager roles, director of HR roles, we're not really specialized in these roles, so we don't do them all the time. It's just gonna require a lot more work. But I love these companies. I love our clients to death, especially these. So we will do whatever we can to make it happen for them, but I'm happy to say September 15th on a Wednesday, middle of the week, middle of the month, continuing the rest of the week with a momentum from a brand new deal. So excited and so pumped for my candidate. Cheers, cheers, and cheers. Wow. Did he, I mean, he obviously sounded super pumped and positive over the phone.
Anna made the offer, so she was actually the one who spoke with him, and I didn't get to touch base with him right after that.
Oh, okay.
Working on sending over the paperwork, so I don't have the first-hand experience, but yes.
Thank you so much to you and the team for stretching. I really appreciate that, and it feels so good to finally get this one for you guys.
No, we're really excited about it. Thank you so much for your help through this. This is a good win for the team with a really difficult role.
Woohoo! That was a hiring manager directly with our client. Him and his team are pumped. Came in and saved the day again. Woo, 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 another deal. Let's go, time for the next one. Hello, it is Wednesday evening. Just wanted to come here and give a quick update. Spent really the whole day trying to make some initial progress on our new program managers and program director roles. This is the second time that we're sourcing in the Michigan market for our client. I am just very grateful and happy that they came back to us again in hopes that we can help them here. I do also want to mention some insane news. I just heard back from another direct consumer electronics client of ours that we've been working with them diligently for a long time to help them find an SVP or even a CMO. And we've been helping with them for this particular position for I think almost a year now. We've had a couple close calls, and then we just heard back and reconnected with the founder now that someone that we sent to them about a couple weeks ago, she was quietly kind of going through the process, talking to different members of the team, and it's just been steadily progressing. I just heard from the founder today. We jumped on a quick phone call this afternoon. They're thinking about extending an offer to her, which is absolutely ridiculous because if that happens, this could potentially be my biggest deal to date because we're looking at a starting salary of about $250,000 to $300,000. And if you know one thing or you learn from my previous videos how we get paid from a percent calculate off the candidate's starting annual salary. My biggest offer today is a salary of $190,000. If I'm able to close this deal, this blows that deal away, and I will have now reached a new personal record. So this is insane. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get too excited, but like always, I have to go back to my candidate. I need to see how she's doing, see how she's feeling. Does she really have any concerns? Is there anything I can help with to guide her from here on out to the finish line and hopefully get the job done? Our hiring manager, our founder, did tell us that she sounded pretty positive and receptive, but he's like, you know what? Try reaching out to her on your own to feel her out as well, to see if there's anything else that we can any wrinkles that we can smooth out. So huge update for middle of the week. And tomorrow we're gonna mainly focus on program directors, as well as I'm thinking product managers and maybe a couple more hits of software engineers. But this is a huge news. I'm not sure if we can close it this week, but we'll see what we can do. Happy rainy Friday morning. It's humid and drizzling quite lightly today. But anyway, what a week so far. Crushed another deal with a marketing manager with one of our favorite e-commerce clients. And just heard late yesterday, we might have a deal pending with the CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. And if this goes through, this could be my biggest deal to date. Honestly, not feeling that confident about this. The candidate has many options, talking to many other companies. Our e-commerce client came out with a pretty strong offer. I don't know the exact details, but it should fall probably within $250,000 to $300,000 for the base salary with some sort of bonus and equity. But we'll see. I've been also having a tough time trying to get a hold of our candidate. She's been super busy. And you know, if you've been watching my videos, I like to have a really strong relationship with the candidates that we work with so that we can walk them through and guide them through the final process. But anyway, as you also know about me, I love finishing the week off strong, not taking off the gas yet, pushing it through. Got about 6 interviews today, about 10 calls. And in about 30 minutes, I'm going to onboard a brand new client. We've been negotiating the engagement contract terms all week, and that's been official, that's been final. Again, they're building a really awesome clean tech product solution that we should see on a large scale in the next 3 to 5 years. So super pumped. They just raised about $20 million, looking to hire ASAP. So this is again out of our comfort zone, but I love taking challenges. We'll do whatever we can to help out as much as possible. And then let's finish off the week and the day strong. So I'll see you in a bit. Also wanted to give you a quick update with a brand new client that we're engaged with. Had a wonderful, productive chat with their founder, CEO, as well as the head of finance this morning. Again, they're in the clean tech space. about to be working on an exciting solution that can have significant impact on a tremendous scale that we can hopefully start seeing in the next 3 to 5 years, backed by tier 1 investors. They're coming from tier 1 schools, and it's just super exciting because I love, and I'm personally fascinated by clean tech. The crazy thing is though, they reached out to me and they mentioned initially that they need help bringing on engineers. I'm like, that's totally cool. We do software engineers all the time. But upon chatting with them, I learned that they're not looking for software engineers. They're looking for systems engineers in a manufacturing sense. They're also looking for thermal combustion engineers, propulsion engineers, chemical engineers. It just makes my head woozy thinking about it because I have no understanding or experience in this field at all. I am always up for a challenge, but this is like a whole different world. And I have no idea if this is something that we can help with, and if we're willing, how effective we can be, because this is a whole different world with different terminologies and lingos and expertise needed. And I honestly feel like a fish out of water here. But what they were able to do though is really provide a lot of detailed notes, specific companies they want us to reach out to, specific tools and skill sets for each job that they're looking for. So that's enough, I think, for us to just give this an honest shot and see what happens. They came highly recommended for one of our favorite clients, and so even though they could probably find a recruiter or recruiting team that's more specialized in this, they really wanted to work with us. The terms of the agreement are great. We agreed on 20%. If this goes well, they could be hiring 20 to 30 more people. So from a financial point of view, it definitely makes sense. It could be very lucrative working with them. But from like a personal and sanity point of view, I don't know how I'm gonna manage. I just have to kind of see what we can do. But with them being super early, they only had 10 people. Another reason why I'm willing to give this a shot is the CEO and founders are very open-minded. They're doing whatever it takes to make the recruiting as effective and easy as possible. They're open to provide relocation assistance. They're open for people to even work in their local market if they don't want to move to New York City. They're completely flexible on salary. They offer equity. They offer tons of growth. They also offer a chance to not only work on amazing technology, but work hand in hand with tier 1 partners and investors. And most importantly, they're willing to constantly modify and accelerate their interview process as much as possible. So even though this company is in a space that I've never worked in, they're willing to do everything in an ideal scenario that we would like to see with any companies we engage with. Open-minded, willing to do whatever they can to attract and retain talent, willing to pay market, and willing to move fast and be super responsive with our candidates and with us. So everything aligns, and I'm feeling really, really good. All the boxes are checked. And I'm honestly just gonna give it a shot to see what me and our team can do next week. If it's completely something that's overwhelming and we just can't be effective, we'll obviously let them know. But they gave us enough information to be targeted enough for us to be able to then leverage our recruiting expertise to hopefully reach out to people and get some strong responses. So crazy, don't know what to think of it, but I'm excited and we'll see what is going to happen. Well, it is that time again to wrap up our week in a life behind the scenes vlog of what I do every single week as a recruiter at my recruiting agency. And as any week, what a freaking productive and crazy week. Happy to say that this week we were able to finish with a successful offer done with a marketing manager position with a really, really great e-commerce company in New York. The agreed upon salary was $90,000. Our commission fee percentage was 18%, and our commission that we're bringing home is $16,200. Not a bad week. We also have a potential offer that's pending with the CMO. This could potentially be my biggest deal to date in my entire recruiting career if this happens. But I'm feeling a little uneasy about this because I haven't heard back from our candidate yet. As you know, we like to do our best to have strong relationships with our candidates, and been having a tough time getting a hold of her all day yesterday, all day today. She has been communicative and responsive with the client and hiring manager, which is the most important thing, but not sure why she's not getting back to me. To me right now, it's a 50-50. I think if I can chat with her and feel her out and see and hear from her directly that she's truly excited, maybe it'll be more 60-40, maybe more 70-30 to her accepting, but it's been such a while since I spoke to her and a tough time for me to get in touch with her. So I just don't have the latest on her right now. And hopefully I can get in touch with her. So I will keep you updated there. As you also saw, we brought on a brand new client, but they're looking for ridiculous positions like propulsion, thermal, chemical engineering. Like, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what to think. Again, I'm thankful that they were able to provide some robust notes, which is something I ask of every client that we engage with. So we know exactly what they're looking for, but this is really coming out of left field, and I'm just gonna do my best only because they check off all the boxes and really come off as a strong tier A client. Like, they're just amazing, responsive, professional, communicative, and willing to listen to us and be open-minded to make the whole interview process short, condensed, and allow us to do what we do best, get them people so that hopefully if we drive and push their pipeline a little bit, then we can work together and hoping to push some of them through and pop some deals. I really, really want to at least get one deal with them, because if they said that we work well together, they're willing to open up 20 to literally 30 more roles, and that could be insane for our business coming to the end of 2021. Other than that, a couple highlights of this week. I felt like I've done a great job in really packing the pipeline for the Junior Director of Product Manager role. This is with a really well-established personal finance company. This position has been open on for a while, but it's been quite challenging because they actually offer a salary that's under market. They can't budge on that, which is making it really difficult. They're willing to make this fully remote, but then the couple people that we sent them from the West Coast, another thing that we just learned is they want these people to work East Coast hours. And while that's okay for some people, if you're in California or Seattle, you don't want to wake up at 6 a.m. to start working every day unless you have to. So that was a deal breaker for a lot of people. And so we did a huge push. The pipeline looks pretty healthy right now. A couple people are in the case study phases. If that goes well, we can push them to the final. And if that goes well, we can expect some serious offers. That could also be pretty lucrative as well. Unfortunately, the same company that hired our marketing person rejected our product designer position. Literally within 48 hours, we're able to submit another product designer candidate that they're really excited about. The interview happened about an hour ago. I've yet to hear back from the client or the candidate. Fingers crossed that hopefully it went well and it's a one and done. Next week though, what I want to do is obviously give this clean energy client and their chemical and mechanical engineering a shot, but I also equally want to focus on software engineers, all of our open positions, and hit marketing and product managers again. Where our personal finance startup is also hiring marketing specialists and managers, so the pipeline's a little bit light there, and we're working with a really cool e-commerce D2C company in New York looking for product managers. And even though we hit that hard, a lot of people are just not excited about that space. They're in the pet space. And even though like you may love animals and you think a lot of people love animals, surprisingly not a lot of people want to work in a pet or animal related sector. So that's been the biggest blocker there. And not to mention they're fully in office, which is interesting in New York when many companies are still hybrid or remote. So that also made it a little bit difficult, but they can certainly also offer salary, bonus, and equity. So that helps at least. But I'm gonna hit that hard again, hoping that we can really push and try to drive people forward. Other than that, like it's been a great week. Felt productive, felt like I was able to really work on my peak performance most of the days this week. Coming into third and last week of September, feel really, really good that we were able to do a deal in September, but really, really excited and optimistic with the outlook of Q4 and coming into 2022. If you really enjoy these videos and you want me to talk about any other aspects of recruiting, from contracts, negotiations, working with clients, working with candidates, anything, just drop me a line and I will do my best to incorporate that into future videos. If you also like this video and you're also having an amazing Q4 and you're like me excited to crush the rest of September and the rest of this year, awesome. Please don't forget to consider liking, subscribing, clicking that bell. Really gives me and the team energy to perform and make these awesome videos for you all. If you've been with us from the beginning, really means a lot from the bottom of my heart, and we will continue to make these fun videos and make fun content and hopefully build an awesome community together. But wishing all a great week. Hope you had a great Friday, great weekend. Now let's do it again next week. See you later.